Welcome to tonight's star premiere show of the movie Daddy.
I'm Adila, together with Marie, is going to take you through an interview session with
The legend, the heartthrob, the impeccably talented,
the extremely good-looking
please welcome on stage,
Mr.
Arjun Rampal!
Book well. Tusen tak, Norway. It's really wonderful to be here, and thank you very much to the Qureshi family for this wonderful opportunity you've given me. I've always wanted to come to Norway, and I'm here in Oslo, and it's really special to be here and show a very special movie, which is very close to my heart. A film that I've produced, a film based on a true story of a gangster. So you guys will get to know that India is not only about being clean with people dressed very beautifully in designer clothes and everybody doesn't sing songs. So, this is that kind of a film, but I'm really, really grateful to be here. I'm here accompanied by two really wonderful gentlemen. Okay, Raju Chaddaji, and please give him a big round of applause. And my dear friend Rahul Mitra, who have been very, very supportive to me while making this film. And so it's a very special movie, and we're going to have lots of fun. But I think you ladies want to ask me a lot of questions.
Yes,
Yeah.
that is
So,
correct.
but it's really wonderful to be here, and thank you for all this love. Really, I really appreciate it.
Welcome to Norway.
And your name is?
My name is Navrit.
Navrit.
Navrit, yes.
Navrit. And where are you from?
I'm from Norway, from Oslo. So, but tell me, how do you like it here so far?
Well, I mean, it's really wonderful here now with all of them and all the love and support that I get here. I didn't know that, people knew me all the way here, and it's really, really flattering to have that and, encouraging. So it feels great. Yeah, thank you.
So tell me, is it the first time you are in Scandinavia? Have you been to any of the other Scandinavian countries?
I've always been tempted to come to Scandinavia, and this is the first time I've been here. So it's the first ever time, and really you guys have taken really good care of me, so thank you.
You picked Norway first, that's good. How did you first hear about Norway?
How did I first hear about it? Yeah, when I was in school.
When you were
Yeah, I was studying geography and figuring out, oh, okay, that's where it is, okay.
Good, really good to know, because actually some people think that Norway is the capital of Sweden.
Really?
Yes, some
Who
very
are
good.
these people?
Well, I don't know.
I'm sure they're from Amritsar.
Oh, no, don't go there. Well, but as you're in Norway, it is your first time here, we thought about serving you a Norwegian delight. Are you ready for that?
Is it vegetarian?
Yes,
Oh.
it is vegetarian. So you're a vegetarian now?
Not at all.
Not at all, okay. So we start with this. I'll open it for you. Brown. Yeah, what is that?
That
can you
looks
take
like
a
soap.
guess? Take a guess. What do you think this is?
It's soap.
Soap.
Why
Okay.
would we serve you soap?
I don't know.
It's a Norwegian delight, soap.
Maybe it's sense of humor, Scandinavian sense of humor.
No.
No?
We
Okay.
have
But-
very bad humor,
So what do
but
I have to do?
You need to use this.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
What is this now?
What do you think it is?
A spade.
Ah, yeah, well,
Almost.
yeah, it's a good start, but you see it has a shape in the middle.
Wow.
So this is a Norwegian invention.
So I think you kind of do something
Yes,
like this.
of course. Well done. So I can take this for you. Eat
Are
it.
you sure I should eat this? Yeah, okay.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's
Like
like peanut
it?
butter, yeah.
Yeah, like peanut butter.
yeah.
So this is Norwegian brown cheese. It's
No, it's very good.
made of goat milk, and we're glad you liked it
Oh,
because
it's amazing.
yeah, if there's something food-wise you should bring from Norway, this is
It's
it.
this one?
This is the
I'm
one.
taking it home.
Oh,
for sure.
good, good. Nice. So, okay, you passed the test. No, it's a cheese cutter and it's the cheese. So let's move on to you from the cheese. You have European ancestry, right? Because your grandmother is Dutch.
Yes.
And apparently the Dutch and Punjabi genes worked well together, resulting in your very good height. Yeah? But tell me, do you feel any special connection to Europe in general?
Yeah, I guess, you know, I mean, I just believe that there is no such thing as any skin, religion, you know, color, creed, nothing. I think we all are human beings. We all have a heart, we all have feelings, and we all feel the same emotions. And I think that's what connects us all together. And that's why I love making movies, because movies doesn't have a language, movies only has emotion. And I think that's what the world is, and that's what humanity is, and that's what I believe in.
That's great, very good. But do you feel there's anything in particular we have in Europe that there should be more of in India?
I think what you need in Europe, you have in Europe. What you have in India, you have in India. And we should all come and visit each other and take whatever we want from each other, you know. And that's what makes us unique. That's what makes Europe, Europe, and special, being Europe, and India, India, in however it is.
So obviously, Bollywood has a big name outside of India, and here in Oslo, much thanks to the team behind the Bollywood Festival Norway. How does it feel to see that Bollywood is being appreciated by people in countries that are so far away from the origin of Bollywood?
You know, I really want to it's a good question, because it's because of them, you know, and the audience here. And I don't know what we did right. I think we do a lot of things wrong, but you know, I don't know what we've done right, and I'm sure we've done something which kind of makes us unique and different, and it connects with people. And I think what our films mostly have done, even while me growing up, is that we really concentrate on family and emotions of family. And I think that's why people connect, you know, to our movies. And I just want to take this opportunity to thank all of you to make our industry famous even in this part of the world.
Let's talk about the movie Daddy.
Okay.
So Daddy is very critically acclaimed by personalities as Mr. Ajay from Dainik Jagran. That is pretty impressive. What do you think appeals to the audience? Is it the story of Arun Gavali or is it Arjun Rampal?
Well, I think it's a story of Arun Gavali, you know, because when you watch this movie today, you won't see Arjun Rampal. I hope not. Okay, and that was the whole idea of making this movie. It's a movie about, I think it also connects with people, especially people from Maharashtra, because the film's done exceedingly well there. And because it is their story, it is a story of those people, they know this character, they relate with this character, and he's had a really, really crazy life. And that's why I wanted to do it, because the journey was really, really amazing. And what was my takeaway from this film while I was making it, and I didn't know that this is what is going to be my takeaway while I was making it, or even while we were working towards making it, is that in everybody's life, there's going to be a storm, right? We all have storms in our life. It could be around the corner, you walk straight into a storm, and you're like, oh my God, what happened? You know, suddenly your whole life goes topsy-turvy. And you find a path, and you walk through that path, and you find it, and you get out of it. Similarly, in Arun Gavali's lives, there were many, many storms that came. And he found a path, and he walked through it. So my takeaway from the whole film really was that the storm's going to come. You are going to find the path. So please don't be scared of the storm. You understand?
I understand.
Okay, I hope you all understand that. Because don't be scared of the storm, you'll find a way.
But that shows that you're pretty connected to the character, and you were making a biography. Have you actually stayed true to the story, or have you followed the usual Bollywood bang that follows such movies?
No, I think we've been very, very conscious about staying as true as we could towards the story. Of course, you have to take a certain amount of cinematic liberty in terms of dates, in terms of times, in terms of certain characters who you don't have rights for, so you change their names, and but people who know who those characters are and were kind of know them. Yeah, we've done that, but more or less everything is based around true incidents, what happened, what transpired, and yeah, we've been quite honest about that, and hopefully we did not choose a side. The whole most important thing was not to choose a side. I don't want people to walk out of this movie saying, "Oh, I want to be daddy." It is no, I don't want to be daddy. You know, that's what I wanted to do.
But I was thinking, did you stay true to his path that you were talking about earlier? Like, did you stay true to that path that he was going through?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, the guy is relentless. You know, he just doesn't give up. And I think that's what you kind of learn from a person who came from the world of crime. He says he changed, but society believes that he will never change because he came from that part of the world. And so we kind of try to show that. But I didn't want to make him into a Robin Hood. I didn't want to make him into, you know, this politician or messiah, you know, or just the gangster. It is about a human being going through all of this and circumstances and situations, creating him and making him this guy who became finally a Don. But he's not called a Don, he's not called a Dada, he's not called a Ustad or a Godfather. He's called Daddy by his people, you know, and that's what was very intriguing for me to understand why.
Could you tell the audience about the particular area where you shot the movie and why that was relevant to the story?
So we've shot this whole film in Mumbai, and you will see Mumbai from over a span of 45 years. It starts in, say, the mid-70s, is when you're going to see the film, and it goes on all the way to 2012. The whole film is shot in Mumbai. We had to recreate a lot of sets, which we had to do to create Dagdi Chol, which was the area that he came from, and which he made into his fortress, which you will see in the film. And there were a lot of crazy locations which my director Oshama Aluwalia took me to, just to get the authenticity and the correct vibe and appeal, because that's where these people lived. This is where they all had those incidents that took place, the robberies, the murders, the shootings. And don't get scared and don't leave, okay? There's going to be lots more that will come. Yeah, so that was his choice, and you will see it, you will see it. You will see a very different Mumbai. You will see the skyline of Mumbai change over 40 years. And that was very amazing to go and recreate all of that. Was quite amazing.
Did you create the different timelines on the same locations? Did you redo the setting?
Yeah, so, yeah, why do you remind me about these kind of things? They were the most traumatic parts of filmmaking. So yes, we were in Dagdi Chol, say, in the 70s, and it looked very new and looked very different and was quite swanky, but when you had to shoot Dagdi Chol in, say, 1990, you know, we had to age the whole set. And so the workers had to work while we were shooting, and they would age the set, and we would have to wait till the whole set got aged, and then go back and shoot that portion. And then, because you were not shooting it like in a linear format, right? And so we hopefully said that, okay, we'd finish just the 70s portion. But my director was quite a scatterbrain, and he said, oh, we missed this scene. So we had to go back and do the whole set again into the 70s. And so yeah, stuff like that did happen, but it's a good question. You do have to do that. You have to see, the film is the director's vision is very atmospheric as well. You know, he does want to transport you into that world. He does want to transport you into that era. And therefore, it was if you see this, when you watch this film, you will see the level of detailing that has gone into making this film is really something which, for the first time, I've experienced as an actor and as a producer on this film, to see how actually the magic of everything lies in the detailing.
So would you describe that his directing style is more of a sticking true to the actual locations, and how would you describe his
The world.
trademark?
I think what for him it is the most important part of it is he says, okay, you guys do your job as actors, okay, and he trusts you, and that's why he casts you. But what he creates is the world. The world is very, very important for him. The world that you're going to walk into as an actor. You know, the set that you're going to walk into, the vibe of that room, the vibe of that street, or the vibe of your costume, you know, or the lighting. So it's about creating that whole world and that whole atmosphere in a very moody way. And then you, of course, go in there and perform. And he leaves you really at ease. So you're giving your best performance, but he could be looking at a teacup at the back of your head and saying, oh, but that teacup, no, can you just turn that around a bit? And you're like, okay, thank you very much.
You have actually co-written this movie. Can you tell us how you ended up doing that?
So Arun Gowli is like this accidental don, and which you see in this movie, and I am an accidental writer of this film. It only happened because I did not have enough material about Arun Gowli, and I wanted to research him properly. And there's not much written about him on the internet, or there's not a book being published about him, so there was not much that I could work off. So that meant that I had to go and meet the people who knew him. And the people who knew him were people from Dagli Chor, people who had been part of that world, which meant that I couldn't call them home. So that meant I had to go and lock myself into a hotel room and call these people there. And I would take these notes down where I would meet these people. And so I'd meet people from Dagli Chor, I would meet his family members, I would meet his shooters who were part of his gang.
Do you remember any certain incident when you met them? What was your
Well, there are many. I also had to meet his rival people, you know, his rival gang, and then the police. Now, these people you don't take home. And these people would give me, like anecdotes or little stories and all of that. And by putting those incidents together, suddenly a story began to form there. And I started putting that whole thing together as a story. And that's how the script came alive, which I sent to Osham, and then Osham worked with me in collaboration. We both collaborated and worked on the same level. And that's what we did with the film as well. What we did was we said, let's just do the film and make the script like what our research is, which is show the film through different people's point of views about who Arun Gowli really is. So you don't take, you take a very unbiased approach towards how you're going to be narrating the story. Otherwise it gets very towards, you know, it's one point of view all the time. Incidents, yeah, there was one incident where one guy came and he did not have a finger. And I said, what happened? How come you don't have a finger? And he said, wo kya hua na? I don't know, I can't say it. I'll have to say it in English, right? Okay, so he says, you know what happened was that I went and I had to kill this guy. And I had a hit on this guy. And they had told me I have to hit him in front of the police station. And I took this it's called a desi katta, okay, which is like a country-made weapon. And he said I took a country-made weapon and I pressed the trigger and that gun blasted in my hand. Okay, so he lost his finger. And he ran from there, and the bullet hit that guy, and that guy fell, and he ran from there, and it was incredible. He went into a morgue, okay, because people were chasing him, and he took off his clothes, and he lay down with all the dead bodies in the morgue. You were not having dinner today, okay? And he lay down in the morgue with all these dead bodies, and he said, I went and I lay down there. The cops came, they looked, and then they went away, and he stayed in the morgue. He said, and then I ordered a lot of whiskey and chicken and all of that. So I was like, why? He said, it was successful, no? So that's how they are, and they talk as casually as that.
Yeah.
And those kind of incidents, when you see, and when you talk to people like that, and it's so like, oh, I went shopping and I went and bought myself some, lollipops or, candy or whatever, how we speak. Okay, it's exactly for them it's exactly like that. And that's the casualness of that is what we wanted to also incorporate in the way the performances would be.
That was quite a lot to take in, actually. Did you find it challenging to play him? You have also played political characters before, such as in Rajniti. Did you find any similarities or differences between those characters?
No, they're very different from what I played in Rajniti, the character of Prithvi and Arun Gowli. Arun Gowli is a real person. Prithvi is an imaginary person. You know, that there you just take from your experiences of politicians that you meet or people you have kind of seen while growing up. So you take it from there. Here you have to be very, very authentic. You have to be absolutely bang on, you know, because people know him. People have seen him. There are videos about him, you know. People can go and see what he is like, how he talks, what his mannerisms are. And so I had to become him. And for that, it took a lot of work, yeah.
I heard you didn't go to the gym for 2 years.
Yeah, is it showing?
Because you've given a lot to this character. Because we heard you love going to the gym.
Yeah, because at that time, I don't think Arun Gowli ever lifted a dumbbell in his life. So, you know, so there was no way I could go to the gym. I had to lose 11 kilos. I had to not go to lose all my muscle. So I would just run. I'd be on a very strict diet. And then again, when he got older, I had to put on, gain weight again. And then shoot the younger portions again, so I had to lose weight again. And so, yeah, it was quite crazy. Now it's very difficult for me to get back to the gym, but I'm going to try.
It's really surreal for a person who doesn't live in India nor know the story about the character Arun Gowli. How is it that a gangster turned politician is so accepted? Did you find what made him so accepted with the audience when you were working on this movie? Because it seems very surreal for a person to think that a gangster turned politician.
Well, you know, I mean, people tell me, are you going to glorify him? Have you glorified this gangster? You know, have you done this? Have you done that? Is he accepted by the people? You know, how can a gangster turn into a politician in the first place? It did happen. It did happen. He is worshipped by his people in Dagri Chol and Agripada, in that area that he lived, because he must have done a lot of good for those people. If I show that in the film, I get slammed and said, hello, you're glorifying something, you know, which is not accepted by society. But the thing is, he's already a hero there. But do we really want to make him a hero? That was something which we didn't want to do. And that's why we made the film. The film was made, to show a gangster film which is going to be extremely unique. It's not like The Godfather. It's not like The Goodfellas. It's not like a Satya. It is not like a company. It's not none of that, or a Once Upon a Time in Mumbai. It's none of that. He doesn't jump over, you know, rooftops, you know, or has a bare-bodied fight sequence, or sing songs. He doesn't do that. It's very realistic on that level. So the whole idea was to approach him on that level, which is what you feel, okay, how does the acceptance happen? You'll have to watch that film to understand that, you know, have we been successful enough to bring that narrative alive on that level by showing it in the way as to how it was, okay? Like when I saw a Narcos, for example, that's the closest example I can give as to how you can show it in a realistic manner, you know? We unfortunately don't do that when we get into making films. We run away from it, we take a lot of cinematic liberties, we do all of that. But people know him. I mean, in Maharashtra itself, the way people have flocked to the theatres has not been because it's an Arjun Rampal film. I'll be very honest with you about that. It's been because it's about this character who came out of Maharashtra, who these people know. And I think for that character to come out and for me to show to a world audience and an audience even outside of Mumbai or outside of Maharashtra was what the challenge really was, you know. Now, how much do we succeed and how much do we fail is irrelevant, but it will always be there for whoever wants to go back and refer to it, that they will refer to it. So I don't know. I mean, is he accepted, not accepted? I don't believe so. I don't believe that we give people second chances, because I believe that we may create jails for people to reform, but when a person comes out of jail, you say, oh, he's a criminal and he's got a criminal record, and he never gets a second chance anyways. And I think that's a similar story with what happened with him.
Okay, so you don't think that this movie is gonna motivate criminals or...
Well, I hope nobody becomes an Arun Gowli and walks out of this place. No, that was not the intention, no.
Has playing this person given you a different perspective in any way on how you perceive your country, or on how you're having two daughters growing up in India? Have you changed?
Why are you bringing my daughters into this?
No,
They're the two biggest gangsters you'll ever know.
No, as you are a father, I mean, your perspective.
Yeah, they're getting taller, their dresses are getting shorter, and this daddy is getting panic attacks, okay? So, yes, my perception about a lot of things have changed while making this movie. For example, I will never look at a basti, what you call like the small shanties or the places where people live, where you have 8 people staying, a family of 8 or 9 people staying in one really small room, which is really inhuman, inhuman conditions, okay? I really do believe I would never ever see that in the same light, because I know that's a cesspool for crime. Another thing I believe is that crime will always be there in whichever form. It's only the faces of crime that keeps changing. What had happened in this situation was that there were mills in Mumbai. Okay, those mills used to make cotton. But when other fabric companies started making fabrics like polyester and rayon and so, which were cheaper fabrics and were made by machines, a lot of the mill workers were not paid their wages. And the cotton industry couldn't keep up. So they had to unemploy a lot of people. And thus came in the unions to protect the rights of the laborers. Okay, those unions went on strike, those laborers lost their jobs. Where they lost their jobs were these people in Dagli Chol, which were their living quarters. And through their living quarters, he's very bored of what I'm saying. And he wants me to shut up. Okay, thank you. And in those chols started the underworld. When the underworld started, the mill people said, get rid of the union guys. When the underworld got rid of the union guys, the land was free. When the land was free, the politicians saw it. And the politicians came and said, we want a piece of that pie too. There was crime. The police comes. Police says, give me a piece of my pie too. Okay, that's crime. The media comes. The media says, I'll tell your story, I'll expose him, I'll hide your story. Okay? That's crime too. So the face of crime keeps changing, but crime will always be there.
We have prepared some more questions for you. Yeah! Questions that you need to answer in a blink of an eye. 21 questions. Are you ready for that?
As long as you're not calling it a rapid fire. Because you don't do rapid fire with a gangster.
No. There's nothing like that.
Okay.
So,
are you ready?
Let's go.
Okay, we start. 1, 2, 3. The first app you open in the morning.
WhatsApp.
one thing you always bring with you when you travel abroad.
A toothbrush.
Best place you've ever visited.
Right now, Oslo.
Favorite actor while growing up.
Amitabh Bachchan.
Most talented co-actress you've ever worked with. Blink of an eye, come
Blink
on.
an eye.
Yeah, there are too many of them. They'll all blink me tomorrow. Okay, Aishwarya Rai.
A role that has changed your life.
Daddy.
Your spirit animal.
My?
Spirit animal.
My spirit animal?
Yes.
What does that mean?
That means, what is your spirit like? Is it an eagle, an elephant?
Do you feel
Oh,
like
I'm a tiger.
You're a tiger. Wow. Chicken tikka or KFC?
Oh, come on, chicken tikka.
Of course.
Coffee or chai?
Coffee.
Favorite Disney movie?
Favorite Disney movie? Lion King was a Disney movie?
Yes.
It was a
Yes.
Disney movie.
Favorite season?
Winter.
Best thing about being a dad?
Being a dad.
The scariest thing you've ever done?
I can't say that.
If your life was a book, what would the title be?
Life is beautiful.
If not a model or actor, what would you be doing?
A sportsman.
Who is your partner in crime?
I don't believe in partnerships in crime.
Okay. So, if you were to rob a bank, not necessarily being blind, what kitchen utensil would you use?
The one you just gave me right
Yeah,
now.
that is correct.
On top of your bucket list, if there is anything left.
Oh, okay. I want to skydive.
Skydive.
Yeah.
So, we are having makki di roti and sarson da saag tomorrow, of
Tomorrow
course.
afternoon,
Yes.
yeah.
So, give us quickly your favorite line or dialogue in Punjabi.
In Punjabi?
In Punjabi,
Oh,
yes.
chak de phatte.
Oh.
Favorite line or dialogue in Marathi?
Chukila maafi nahi.
I don't apologize.
If you could bring two things to India from Norway, what would that be?
My two daughters.
From Norway to India.
From Norway to India. Okay, I would bring back that lovely thing that you gave me. Okay.
And the cheese cutter.
And who else would like to come with me? You want lunch also? I have airline ticket.
But your wish is granted, at least to get the cheese and the cheese cutter.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you so much.
So here you go.
Thank you guys. Thanks a lot. Enjoy the movie. God bless all of you.
Yes.
जिसे मैं जानती थी और एक दूसरा है जिसे मैं जानना ही नहीं चाहती।
अगर तुम सब कुछ जानती हो तो फिर तुम यहाँ आई क्यों?
तुम्हें बताने के लिए कि मेरी जिंदगी से दूर हो कबीर।
अजनबी कहे कि अपना कहे, अब क्या कहे क्या ना कहे। इशारे भी चुप है, जुबां खामोश है, सदा गुमसुम सी है, तन्हा गोश है। यारा रे
कहाँ का न्याय है हम पूछते हैं।
अरे भाई शांत रहिए, ये कोतवाली थाना है।
सर आप चिंता मत कीजिए, हम लड़ेंगे आपके लिए। मैं अर्जुन सर, आपके स्कूल। अर्जुन राजवंश 15 वर्षों पहले गुंडागर्दी के आरोप में आपको स्कूल से निकाल दिया था। लेकिन सर अब हम जनता। धन्यवाद, मुझे आप बैठो बैठो
बैठो बैठो।
आप लोगों को डरने की जरूरत नहीं है। मैं आदिल हूं, आपका दोस्त।
मर्जी हो ना हो, भाई का नौकरी तो एक दिन करना ही पड़ता है। लेकिन गौली अलग ही मिट्टी का बना था।
आज
ये रॉकेट इस रॉकेट से एक खूबसूरत महबूबा
Very good evening to you, all of you. And both of you were absolutely brilliant. So can we have a huge round of applause for both of you? I'd just like to add that for Rajuji and I, both of us, I think it was a very pleasurable association. Because with biopics, the problem is that one often tends to fictionalize it and make it very heroic and move away from reality. So you're going to watch the film, really enjoy it, I'm sure about that. Arjun has just transformed himself completely and literally broken his DNA to do this, and which you're going to watch and enjoy. And thank you very much, Nasrullah Bhai and the whole family and all of you. Thank you very much.
So it's a very cheesy thing, as you can say.
Many congratulations.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for this. Thank you.